many people here have a 5-year plan? And how about, do you know what you're going to do next month? And what about tomorrow? And you know what the first thing you're going to do is when you wake up in the morning? Well, Max knew. He was going to play ball. First thing in the morning, every morning. And today, we're here to honor Max. Max was my dog and my best friend for 13 years and 8 months. And it's possible that you lost somebody that you care about. And this is a story about how I lost someone that's very dear to me. We will talk about Max as a youth, and we'll talk about Max as a family man, and we'll talk about Max as an only dog. This is the story of Maxwell Silverhammer, aka Maxie Waxy, Mr. Meniscus, also Mini Skews, and Max the Lego Maniac, because he liked Eggo waffles. He could smell them from a house away. His first priority was ball. Max is a youth. Max and his brother Charles Bukowski were the 2 largest pups of a litter of 8. They were born on November 25th, 1997. At 2 months and 1 month younger than their best friend Pee-wee, Max was already establishing dominance. He was always a smart one. And then Charles decided he would join in after hiding under the futon there. At 6 months, Max had learned to play ball and swim. And they put on 10 pounds a month until Max reached 110 and Charles reached 135 pounds. Now Max isn't what one would consider affectionate. He didn't like to lick faces. And 12 people have ever in history experienced what he did was a nose chomp. He'd come up and he'd stick his tooth in your nose and give you a chewy chomp. And people would say, well, he doesn't like me. And I'd say, no, he's just a snob. Don't feel bad. And one time when I tried to teach the 2 of them how to catch biscuits off their nose simultaneously, Max just let it slide off onto the ground and walked away like, that's what I gotta do to catch a biscuit. Well then, you can keep the biscuit. Although he did have his tricks. That was him sitting like a good boy. And he also had a large vocabulary. He knew the word cheeseburger, he knew taco, he knew breakfasts, which also meant dinner, he knew biscuit, and he knew get over here, and ball, and many other words. And he was also worth his weight in gold in therapeutic behavior. He always knew if I was feeling down, he would come and snuggle. And he also knew if I was mad, he would come up and give me chomps and a big toothy grin. And he knew if I was a little too occupied with something, he'd come up and he'd punch me in the knee and make little chomps at me. And he was also all about fashion. But Max had to grow up sometime, and he had become the leader of the pack. Max was a family man. At age 2, Max got an adopted sister, Casey Momo. Casey Momo quickly became one of the bunch, and she just fit right in, as you can see right here. And they were also the inspiration behind the Studio 4 Dog Productions. This is Matt, the leader of the pack, Charles, Casey, and that's Pee-wee. This is also the scariest game of all. That's Max going for the ball. We're on the side of the sand cliff there. And sadly, on May 5th, 2005, Charles died. And 1 year later, Casey died. And then it was all about Max. And actually, Max didn't mind being the only dog. He always kind of thought of himself first anyway. He was a great American. And it was time that he was honored. And so I sent off the paperwork to have him certified at the Service Animal Registry of America to be a service dog for disabled people. And this is Max in the final weeks of his life. And he's still in love with the game of ball. And he will always be remembered and loved for his friendship and his unwavering loyalty. This has been the story of Max, in honor of Max. We discussed a lot about Max today, and Max is a youth, and how Max loved in his own way and how he's worth his weight in gold. We talked about Max as a family man, and we talked about Max as an only dog. If you're waiting for that one thing that you want to do more than anything else, this is the time to get started doing it. Take Max's advice and don't wait until it's too late. because if you wait, you may not get the chance. And if it's something that you need to take some steps on, well, then it's time to get started. Slow and steady wins the race, Max always said. Do what you love best. And this is Max's ball.